What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Run My Crypto. Hopefully you guys are having a great day today, guys. We're going to talk about Jasmy, and we're also going to talk about some important details behind what to expect while being invested in Jasmy, and where or what areas do we take profits as investors in Jasmy. Well, it all depends where you get in, number one. Number two is how far do you think it's going to go. But there's some key points that I put out in my X earlier today that I really wanted to touch on. I believe it's going to help you as an investor, and it's also going to help you have that mentality or that mindset to boost you on any crypto investment that you're invested in. So make sure you guys watch all the way through to the end. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you can stay on to the Run My Crypto videos. Also, this is not financial advice, just some healthy education to make sure that you're doing the right thing as an investor in cryptocurrency. And guys, I ain't going to charge you for this. This is going to be free information 100%. Let's go. So the main thing I wanted to share with you is essentially, are you really prepared to be in a cryptocurrency investor, and why did you choose Jasmy to invest in cryptocurrency? So we're going to touch on some of this, and believe me, it's going to be valuable. So first things first, let's go ahead and look at where Jasmy's sitting at today on the daily time frame. Keep it very simple. Right now we're sitting at 0.03746 on the daily. So if we zoom out to the 7-day, it seems like we've kind of been battling to get back to this area level of roughly 4.046. But it's looking good. Can we close out into that 4? Looks like we didn't make it though. If we go to the daily, looks like we didn't make it, but we need that 0.04 is a critical level going back. Can't see it right here, but essentially if we go into trading view, you could see where it's at. But this right here, that 0.040 is a critical level, guys. Once we break that level, we could go into the areas where I thought we would be before the Bitcoin halving, which is like 0.05. I was hoping to achieve that prior to the Bitcoin halving, but it didn't work out. So anyways, though, if we look at the 1 year, guys, Jasmy has been performing very, very well. We've been, rising up, building these support levels, and then continuing to go up and building some more support levels. So what can I predict for the next coming months? Well, I think if we break this 0.04 area, then we'll go into that 0.05 and then, a little bit higher, maybe into the 8-cent area. So I would personally like to see some strong consolidation between 3740, 3740, because even the 035, 04, that would be good consolidation, accumulation areas to take on the next steps going up. So let's get into the conversation that I would like to have as far as investors of where your mindset needs to be with project like Jasmy. All right, so what I'm going to do, guys, is break it down to you guys, and I'm going to talk about strategy, the best strategy that you can have in cryptocurrency. With this strategy, you can really make tons and tons of money if you follow it to the T, right? So I'm going to cover just 3 points of the strategy. And number one is essentially, if you're in a cryptocurrency project, you need to know the ins and outs of this project and where this project's going to go, what type of momentum the project is picking up. So if we're talking about Jasmy specifically, great project, continuously growing, guys. If we look back to where Jasmy started from and where it's at now, that is a huge accomplishment of, transparency to the community and so on and so forth. I mean, essentially, you need to know, is your cryptocurrency project performing? And now, knowing the ins and out of your project and what the project you're invested in is potentially the key to being successful in cryptocurrency, because with cryptocurrency projects, we want to find projects that are going to last through at least a few decades to come. That way we know that there's basically a hope of investment for this project. And you need to consider investing in a project for the long term. Obviously, there's opportunities to take profits on your project, but essentially, really what you should be doing is taking your initial investment with a 3x or something like that, and just leaving the rest, the balance, into the project for a period of time, right? When we look at very wealthy and successful investors, they're not in there basically just buying it all up and then cashing it all out. Yeah, they may say that that's the way it works, but truly it's not. Because when you look at real investments, you have to look at cryptocurrency as a real investment. And when you buy into something, yes, you can obviously go up and go down. But if you were to take Bitcoin, for example, of course, if you got in the very beginning of Bitcoin, you would have, it could have cost very little money to get quite a bit of Bitcoin. If you potentially let that big money ride all the way through the ups and the downs, the bull markets, the bear markets, the bull markets, the bear markets, you would be up tremendously in Bitcoin. That's the way that you have to look at your cryptocurrency project being in an infancy stage, knowing that over time, over a decade, or maybe even, a decade and a half, where has Bitcoin come, and where is your project going to go? So that's what I see with Jasmy. Jasmy, you have to invest big now that it's at that value of really nothing, and let it ride out a decade and a half. And, by the time that decade and a half comes to fruition, you're sitting on millions and millions of dollars because you were being very diligent about investing in a project that could last the stand of time. And there are quite a bit of brand new projects coming out that have that potential. Now, Jasmy, I believe, is one of those that are going to go to 1750, potentially 75, and maybe even into the hundreds in the next decade and a half. Now, imagine if you put $4,000 in today, and in a decade and a half, that $4,000 turned into 40 million or 50 million or 70 million, because it is a true statement that people that held on to 500 Bitcoin that purchased it years ago, $500 Bitcoin times $70,000. Do the math. So that's how you have to look at investing in Jasmy and investing in any project. Now, the smartest thing to do is dollar cost average, right? Point number 2, dollar cost average. Because when you dollar cost average, you're now stockpiling your investment up over and over and over and over for a long period of time. And if you could accumulate hundreds of millions of Jasmy, then you're going to have Jasmy, if it's at $1, you're going to be at $100 million, right? Because you've constantly accumulated over time building your portfolio. Now, if you're a decade investor, obviously the best times to dollar cost average is all the way down into the bear market and then a little bit up into the bull run, taking massive profits at the top of the bull run, leaving your building supply there, right? You're pulling off however many X's you want to take off of your initial investment, celebrate it or reinvest it. This is how you build a long-term streamline of wealth. And that's essentially how you become a very, very good investor, is being able to be in the market as long as you can. Like, it's common sense, right? We've had stock markets from the beginning, starting at, pre 1970s, I guess, 1980s. If you're in the stock market from back then to now, probably a multi-millionaire. And that's happens to those who have the discipline to hold for a decade and a half. And that's where you'll create a generational wealth, not only for yourself, but for your kids and your grandkids. Or, you can live life to the fullest by, celebrating your successes of being disciplined for over a decade. And truly, that's the truly meaning of a very successful investor. And with Jasmy, I believe that this is one project that could take you to that max potential. The ones you want to gamble with are, if you really want to play the big bucks and, take on the big bucks, those are when you invest in like meme coins and micro cap cryptos. There's micro cap cryptos. I say there's a standard to stay within. If you could gamble on meme coins and these micro caps that have like, 10, 20 zeros in front of them, buy those up, play around with those, but consistently over a decade and a half, invest in projects like Jasmy, Swiftcoin, XRP, ADA, Cardano, Render, Internet Computer. Internet Computer is another one to stay in, and dollar cost average. It's like building a portfolio with blue chip cryptocurrencies and some that are potentially going to turn into blue chip cryptocurrencies. And then the gamble is your micro caps, those ones that you can make big money on and take out all the profits, because that it's just going to diminish and go away, and there's another meme coin that's going to pop up and help you be successful. So keep this in mind, guys, when you're investing in Jasmy, because Jasmy is one of those projects that it's going to outlast. And go ahead and show forth proof of the test of time with the type of partnerships that it has. We know verified partnerships, Panasonic, Sony, Vios, PC, Secure PC, personal data. There's talks of Apple. I think it's just an affiliation with Apple. I don't think it's a signed, documented partnership just yet, but it will be, I think, eventually. But even so, PlayStation, all those good ones, data collection is very, very critical for our future in going into Web3. Hope you guys like this. Just a quick one to keep you up on your toes as a Jasmy investor. So if you liked it, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, share it. Make sure you comment. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Much love to the Jasmy Army. Let's get it, guys.